As you've seen from the title, this video is about the best anime you've never seen. Little gem called Great Teacher Onizuka. Now, I'm not the most seasoned anime watcher. I'm not a huge fan. I like this meme.
The One Piece!
Can we get much higher?
That's about it. So I don't have many things to draw from or compare to for this video. Now, I watched this completely on a whim because I saw some videos talking about funny things to watch and I was bored. And then I saw this clip from the show. So yeah, I was really intrigued as to what the context to this was. So naturally, I watched the show, and I was surprised by how much I liked it. Now I've come to spread the word about this 23-year-old show. Oh my. Just to be clear, this is more of a brief overview than a deep dive into the show. I've not fallen down that YouTube rabbit hole just yet. I'm gonna though, I'm gonna. Okay, so, Great Teacher Onizuka. It's about a guy called Onizuka, who teaches kids at a school. That's it. Simple premise, easy watching, plus there's only like 43 episodes, I think. So it's a manageable number of episodes, unlike some other shows. Looking at you, One Piece, 1,000! The first episode is an hour-long special. Gives you a pretty good idea, you know, what the show goes for, kinda. Not really. The intro for this show is amazing. It's got some of my favorite visuals in animation. It's so unique, unlike that weeaboo garbage neckbeard shit, you know? And the song goes hard. Intro 2's alright, you know, it's still good, but the first one's just better, you know, it's just better. Okay, enough messing around. It's time to talk about the show itself. Great Teacher Onizuka is one of those shows, it's just dripping with that 1990s charm, you know? We're talking that Evangelion kind of feel, from the animation to the soundtrack, but the real meat and potatoes of this show is the characters. Now, some of them are pretty good, some are pretty fucking awful. This show is not immune to those anime moments that make you all kinds of uncomfortable. You know what I mean. I really fucking hate that almost every anime has the. Let's just get to the characters before those clips come back. Oh! Okay, first things first. Onizuka. This guy is iconic. He will always be the best part of the show in any episode. He just gives the show its life. It wouldn't work without him. You know, it makes sense. He's the main character. He does all these things like making Japanese references no one gets, telling unfunny jokes, being a piece of shit, horny, and just giving kids wholesome advice, you know? Plus he does all those funny face screenshots you've probably seen, but I have no idea where they come from. Other than that, most of the main cast are fairly balanced out. The principal is great. He's the only realistic person in the show, wanting Onizuka fired, which makes sense because he breaks so many laws whilst teaching. How did this man ever get a job? Now this is almost to the point where Onizuka is unlikable, and in some scenes, yeah, he's just meant to be unlikable. But I mean, that's kind of the point of the show. Plus the way he's written, he's an interesting character. He has depth, and he feels like a person with interests and flaws. Unlike almost every anime character ever made. You know, he's a gamer. He wears these weird outfits like this elephant suit that shoots actual water. How does it work? I don't know, don't think about it. He's got a bike. He really wants to fuck this kid's mom, which is understandable because I want to. The kids in the class are alright too, like the blonde girl who's actually a serial killer.
Prank him, John.
Or the Shinji guy who just gets bullied at the start of the show by Asuka. Hijinks ensue. He's also the only kid that liked Onizuka at the start of the show because for some reason the kids in his class were feral. Some of the shit they do in the show is just fucked up, man. Like the glasses nerd, he photoshops people into BDSM porn and he makes gay porn of the teachers. Yeah, some real freaks! But they get less weird and more human as the show goes on. The female teacher, she's a highlight. Fuyutsuki, I think her name is. I don't know, I don't speak Japanese. She's the closest thing to a regular human in the show. She doesn't mentally torture anybody or act creepy at all. She is just trying to do her job and be a good friend. Very wholesome. Then there's Mirai, the basically second main character. He's sort of the foil to Onizuka. He gets most of the subplots. And I feel like he gets most of the screen time out of everyone in the class, other than Onizuka. Plus he's got the best part of the whole show. His hot mom. I'm funny. I can understand why they sound bland watching this video, but I just can't do them justice. I'm just bad at writing. Trust me, these characters are great. And I haven't even spoken about nearly half of them. There's still tons to talk about. It's a slice of life show. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Go watch the show, you fucking nerd. You loser! Now here's the thing with this show. It just brings out a nostalgia, this weird feeling that words can't describe. Great Teacher Onizuka is reassuring. It's simple. When you look at all the ingredients of this show, it doesn't look like something you would enjoy. Even when I went into the show, I was expecting to just watch 1 or 2 episodes and just give up on it like every Netflix show ever made. But it stuck. Even through the weirdly uncomfortable anime moments, or the slower, more boring episodes. I think it's because it's the culmination of all those old 90s shows and animes and themes. You know, the soundtrack, the visuals, the tone. But the thing that enhances this show to the peak, I think, is the quiet, subdued moments. When that somber track plays, Onizuka smoking a cigarette, talking about the past, or giving some actually genuinely good advice. Like in the episode where he's talking to the blonde psycho lady I was talking about earlier and makes her not a psycho. For a bit. For a bit, not for long. Now, a lot of these things that he says, they're easy to miss. He'll just say them in passing. But they're weirdly wise for someone who acts like such a jackass. Another thing I should note, it is a comedy show. I should probably talk about the comedy. I don't think it's the funniest show in the world, but I do enjoy those stupid faces that show up every now and then. They're pretty funny. Same energy as those close-up shots in SpongeBob, you know? Plus you got stuff like the fish people, where she like does with the teeth. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but if you watch the show, you'll know what I'm saying. It's alright. The overall comedy gets a 6 out of 10. No anime is actually funny. So I mean, this is the most praise I can give this show. Now before this video ends, I want to go over one last thing. And that's the cult following this show seems to have. People really like this anime. Like if you type it on YouTube, you will find clips from the show that were uploaded like 2-3 years ago. Millions of views. As well as this analysis. Shit, now I gotta delete this video. Fuck! It seems like the consensus behind this show is that it's iconic. And it's standing at a respectable 8.5 on IMDb. You know, the most accurate measure of how good something is. Also, the video I'm ripping off clearly talks a lot about the impact the show had on him. It was made by Onimaru, check it out on YouTube. He talks about how GTO taught him valuable life lessons. And I can kind of see where he's coming from with this viewpoint. A lot of people repeat it online. You know, I talked about earlier Onizuka's advice is pretty useful. What else? The manga finishes the storyline because the anime got cancelled or something. I haven't read it, but I should. Me no like ready wordy book. Me like picture flash color. There's also a prequel series that I haven't watched. Feel free to flash it up on the screen editor. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I mean, you can watch it if you want before, but I can't be bothered. But yeah, folks, go watch Onizuka. It's good. That's why I made this video, because I don't see people talking about it. Let's get a resurgence going. Start watching it. Start watching it. This is the end of the video. I'm trying this new format out on the channel because I think it'll make better, more swag and epic videos, as well as be more fulfilling than the stupid shitpost videos I make. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen Monkey Kills You in the Rain. Everyone has it. It's a classic. This is more of a test video so I can get used to the formatting, recording and all that. I'll probably revisit this show in the future and go a bit more in depth once I'm a bit better at this. Gonna do some games, movies, maybe other animes if I find something I like. That one's the least likely though. I've already got some things in mind I would like to try someday, so look out for them. They'll definitely be longer. But for the time being, I think I'm going to stick to these more brief overview videos as I get better at this. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Like, sub, and kiss men.